Hello, statistics and pre-calculus. This is the first of two videos on 5.2, which covers the inverses of functions. Today, we're just going to be learning how to find an inverse using the example found on page 267 of your textbook. So first, we need to do a bit of recall and remember what a relation is, which is any pairing of the elements of one set with the elements of a second set. So a graph is a special type of relation where your input values, or your domain, correspond to your set of output values, or your range. So now that we know what a relation is, we can define what an inverse relation is. This is a pretty simple concept, as the inverse relation simply reverses the pairings of the original relation. Now, this is a simple concept, as I said, and it gets even easier when we can actually work through a problem together, which is exactly what we're going to do. So this is the problem found on page 267 of your textbook, and our task is simple: to find the inverse of this relation here. So we have our input values and our output values. Now, to find the inverse of our relation, we are simply going to switch our input and output values like so. We'll start with the first two numbers in our set. So our first input is -4. This becomes our first output. Our first output, -3, becomes our first input. This continues down the set. So 0, our second input, is now our second output. -2, our second output, is now our second input. We will switch 1 and 2. And finally, we will switch 4 and 1. Thus, we have successfully found the inverse of our original relation. All you can see that we did here was simply switch the input and output values, or switch the order of our sets. Now, we're going to learn next, in our next video, how to apply this to finding inverses of functions and graphs. Good work, guys.